Yes, another chance to prove my worth. This time I'll show them I can do this. Thank you for summoning, Master. For today, I'll be your personal suck. Mm. Uh, uh, I, uh, I can't get out of this situation, can I? Yep, figures. Well, I guess since I'm here, is it alright if I sit down for a second? Thanks. As you probably can already piece together, I'm a succubus. Why? Oh, yes. Why didn't I? I can see just how this plays out. Hey, old chum, remember when we used to play together and how we would roughhouse together? Well, you were roughhousing a young succubus. I can imagine how you would react to that. Look, it's not something that you can tell someone organically. Anyways, I'm not really the best when it comes to being a succubus, anyways. Well, for starters, when people see me and are usually unhappy with the kind of succubus they get, they immediately cancel their contract. Well, yeah, I mean, being a succubus nowadays is a lot harder than it was last century. In a similar way of how the digital age destroyed a lot of retails, succubus industries just kind of became irrelevant. Hey, don't sweat it. These things happen. Hmm? Like what? Oh, the sweaters, long johns, thick gloves. Well, it's February. So, so, do you know how cold it gets being transported from one location to another in the middle of winter? No, it's my fault, honestly. It's because of my hot temper that most of my contracts get terminated. That and being a tomboy doesn't help. I mean, tomboys are popular in theory. In practice, however, no guy would find any real tomboy attractive. Someone who can belch better than them, someone who can beat them at arm wrestling. Although, being a succubus with the strength of 100 men doesn't help. And someone who knows all the ranking of the football, baseball, hockey, and basketball teams more than them doesn't help. Thanks. I know that someone like me could never fulfill even one contract. How many? About a gross. 144, okay? Huh? What would have been my plans if I wasn't summoned? Well, I was going to marathon the Friday the 13th movies. Well, a girl watching horror movies on Valentine's Day. Oh, by the way, weren't you going to ask that girl out? What was her name? Um, oh, yeah, that's the one. Why didn't you go out with her? I mean, you spent so much time making those Valentine's Day chocolate. She what? She laughed at you? But what about the chocolates? Those were pretty top of the line. They were worth 4 months of your allowance. If you'll excuse me for a moment, I need to go for a walk. Let me go. I just want to have a word with her, is all. Come on, dude. This isn't right. Someone treating you like that, it's unthinkable. Mm. Fine. You win. Could you let me down now? Please, dude. There's something I gotta say. Thank you for trusting me. So, I know this seems odd. It's just the thought of someone hurting you like that. It just, it just makes my blood boil. Thanks. Oh, not to get off topic, but why did you summon me? Lonely? I guess it makes sense. No date, no girlfriend to speak of. Although, if you were really that lonely, you could have just called me instead of summoning me. Okay, I'll give you that. Now, knowing your friend is a succubus is a bit awkward. To top it off, finding out by summoning her is even rougher. What? Cancel the contract? Why? Uncomfortable request? What were you planning? Uh, s- Snuggling? Hugging? Hand holding? Fingers locked? Um, I wouldn't object to it, so as long as it's with you. This feels nice. What are you planning now? Um, okay. Where are you going with this, buddy? TV? What a little Netflix and chill. I meant watching a show or movie. God, get your head out the gutter. Yeah, I know. Coming from a succubus, the irony is not unknown to me. South Park. Okay, I guess. Not the choice I would have made, but. Oh, I love this episode. It's so funny how South Park depicts a succubus when Chef marries one. Far from it. Although, if you talk to one, they might be just as menacing. Before you ask, I thought this episode was really funny before I found out I was a succubus. I think the only one that is close to this girl is Miss Rivers. Look wise, she's about as hot as Katrine Zeta Jones. But underneath, R. Lee Ermey. Man, is she scary when she's mad. Well, it's not a I'm going to beat you to a pulp scary, more like a I will break your spirit slowly and painfully scary. Yeah, remember that summer I went away? That was the summer I found out I was a succubus. With that, I began my training trying to quote unquote seduce the men in our world, make them fall to temptation, have them feel the pleasures of a woman, blah, blah, blah. I know. It's not it's not my personality, honestly. I don't mind men. Succubus have a bit of a love-hate relationship with men. Well, rumor has it the very first succubus was created when a man fell for a woman, kind of like Chef there. Only difference was that he married another woman. Her heart was filled with rage, and she vowed to destroy mankind from the inside out. No, the whole sinking thing was a myth. That's more of a siren thing. It's still a good episode, though. Oh, right. Well, it seemed promising. I was being more developed as a woman, and all the ladies were saying how I was growing into a great succubus. Then my losing streak began. Don't get me wrong, all the women there were really supportive. The first one, they were all saying, "Don't worry, huh? No one does well their first contract." Then, after the 50th time, many of them still showed support. Thanks. That's what many of them did. I know that there were some things I couldn't do, more their laws and not yours. I know there had to be something wrong with me. Well, stuff like don't force yourself to a contract, no blackmailing a contract. Humans have to choose of their own free will to do so. You know, some standard forcing contracts and all. Not really. I'll admit, there was one thing they teased me over. Believe it or not, I don't like using purses, so I still use a wallet. They found it in your picture. Some theories that maybe the reason all the contracts fail is because, you know what? Let's answer another question. I mean, you might as well. Well, before we summoned, there's usually a 30-minute warning. A sharp pain goes into our ears, more for our benefit to get ready. Long story short, there have been some instances where we were summoned immediately. It led to some issues. Let's just leave it at that. So, as a compromise, we were giving a 30-minute warning sign so we can get our things done and figured out. Yeah, the unions definitely had a field day setting up these rules. Well, yeah, we have a union. We're not that heartless. That being said, there is a possibility that I might no longer be a succubus. Well, with so many failed contracts, and you being the only one not canceled, I might lose the abilities of being a succubus, the abilities to subdue men and the ability to talk really, really hot. There's a possibility that I might lose it to my one true love and become just a normal woman. Hey, I'm serious. Admittedly rare and some other hiccups, but it's happened. It might be you. I know, it's a weird thing, but when the other succubus apprehended my wallet, there was only a picture of you. They were all like, Ada, is this your boyfriend? I was so flustered, I snatched my wallet from them and told them it wasn't any of their business. They teased me a little, but it was all in jest. They really do care about me. They tried to pin me up with some potential suitors, all in vain though. One of them simply stated, maybe that boy is your one true love. I didn't want to humor the idea because that meant I might lose everything and something very valuable to me. Your friendship. The thought of the thought of losing my friend over something so lame. It's something so dumb. It scares me. I know this seems lame and cliche, but you were the only person back then to accept me inside and out with this new succubus look. I was afraid that if I confessed to you, you wouldn't want you wouldn't want to ever see me again. Really? You mean it? Friday the 13th. Oh, buddy. Oh, sorry. I. Mm, mm, mm. We're holding hands with the fingers locked. Best date ever. Oh, what's that? Girlfriend? Me? Uh, I. My tail and horns. Does that mean? Well, I guess it's true love then. I love you, bestie. Oh, right. Don't want to miss the first kill. What? It's a classic. Anyways, if my mom asks, I'm doing some succubus training. Well, I'm not brave enough to tell her that I lost my powers. Anyway, happy Valentine's Day, bestie. Mm-hmm.